Alrighty guys, sorry about the wind noise. It's a little windy here today, but it's also 65 degrees, so I ain't complaining. But to start out today, we're going to be shooting some light slugs moving really fast. They're in a new Fiocchi hull, already primed. It's got 50 grains, and yes, I repeat, 50 grains of long shot, X12X gas seal. The CB0118-12, no shot cut. The Claybuster Orange wad's what we refer to it as. And then the Mr. Hollow Point 380 grain slug. I'll hand this to him. He can hold it in front of the camera. If y'all would like to pause it and read it, now's the time to do so.
This is basically a 7/8 ounce slug. We've chronoed these before on camera. If you guys seen that video, they're moving 2,000 feet a second. And when we get down here, we'll show you that orange plate down there. It's right here. One of these slugs actually put a dent in AR-500 steel.
Yeah. As long as he's ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here goes this first one.
Guys, that sounds like a cannon.
I had an earplug out and I can confirm that.
Yeah. And we're doing 3-shot groups each today, guys. We have multiple different loads, and this one so far is looking excellent. Josh, I believe you have every hole touching.
Huh?
I believe you got every hole touching.
Yeah.
That one's stuck.
That's all right. Let's grab the old handy stick.
Yeah.
Multi-purpose. You light this in and it gets rid of mosquitoes, and this end gets rid of unwanted obstructions.
Centronella stick. I still haven't replaced the spring in the barrel. I know, I'm lazy. And cheap. But, yeah. Sometimes they just get stuck, even with very light loads.
This was not a light load.
No.
But, as long as I'm in frame here,
They look good.
primers are still around on all of them. Look at the brass.
They look great.
It's good all the way around. My hand didn't spin quite far enough, but there's one little spot on them. Let's see here. Oh, these ones didn't do it. Yep, there it is.
They barely have marks where the ejector is, but you get that with single shots.
I was going to say, that's a very common thing with single shots, nothing to be alarmed about. There's still, like, there's no compression of the case on them or anything. Like, sometimes really hot loads, you'll see it'll look like a ring pops up on the outside of the case head.
Yep.
Where it shoves it back into the bolt head, but nothing there. We've shot these loads a bunch. They're always really impressive. We can push them up to 2,400 feet a second.
Yeah.
With, what is it? 61 grains of long shot and a 3.5.
Grains, yeah, 60 grains of long shot and a 3.5 inch shell.
We might have to load some more of them.
Oh, yeah.
Or load some of them. I don't think we've ever loaded any of them.
No, we have not.
That'd be fun since we've got a, where's it at? Oh, well. I'm gonna say we got 3.5 inch gun now. Get out here, yellow jackets, yeah! Well, alrighty, guys. I've got 1, 2, 3. That one's at this very far side of the inch grid. That one's about halfway across to be the 2-inch side, so about 1.5 inches between those two. And then maybe a 1/4 inch, or yeah, probably 3/4 of an inch at most between the top slug and the bottom of the 3 there. So, I mean, cover them up 2 fingers.
They're all overlapping.
Yeah.
That's a great load.
At 42 yards. Some of that right there is me, because I may be aiming at that fingernail size thing there, but on that scope, that bubble is moving a whole lot in that little bit. I'm not very stable, so.
And the gun is sighted in for the Lyman 525 slug with a Remington Gun Club hull, Winchester or Shaddai 209, and the Claybuster Orange wad.
So that's why. I could have doped the scope, but I don't see no point. I just hold the same point of aim that way, and it gives me the consistent spot to aim that don't disappear.
Right.
2-ounce lead sinker from a 10 gauge, multiple round balls from a 50, like this one, that's all round balls from a 50. 7/8 ounce slug, moving 2,000. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not.
It's got a dent.
It's probably a 1/16 of an inch dent in that damn thing from pure lead.
Turning around, it spalled the paint off the back of it too.
Let's see. Can I get it to lay down flat in front of the camera where
You can see it. It caught a glimpse of it. It's bulged too. That's a 7/8 ounce slug, 380 grains, moving 2,000 feet a second, and it dented AR-500 steel.
Yeah, that's what, 1/4 inch AR?
3/8.
Okay, that's even better. 3/8 inch AR and it dents it. I told him a hard cast with a tungsten rod and we'll go through it with a slug.
Maybe. All right, guys, and for the next one, we have a brand new prime Fiocchi hull, 25 grains of green dot, an X12X gas seal, the Claybuster CB0118-12, no shot cup, and then the Mr. Hollow Point 380 grain slug, or 7/8 ounce. I'll show Josh the paper. These have roll crimps. Some are rolled, some are folded. We even have some loaded to subsonic speeds. All right, guys, let's see how these do.
Same spot mine hit.
Yep, same spot.
That's a good sign. Speed's changed, but the slug's hitting the same point of aim.
These should be running right at 1450. I forgot to get a new battery for the chronograph, so we can't use it, but the data I found said these are supposed to be right about 1450.
If you tighten the handle up on the side, it takes that wobble out of it completely.
Right.
Another 1/4 inch to the right.
Yep, it's almost touching.
Put one in the center and then you can't argue it. They'd all three be touching then.
Yep. All right, mine aren't touching, but it's still in a very good group.
You're good.
And the primers on these still look great. They're nice and round. Brass ain't bubbled out nowhere. Nice solid load. Accuracy seems to be there too. The shot you see in the middle is my first one. The one that's off to the left is my second one. And the one to the right is my third shot. That's about a 3-inch group, which is respectable for a shotgun. I would totally feel comfortable hunting with that. That's still smaller than a fist. About the size of a deer's heart.
I love that scope.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right.
Wait till you look through the one on the 835. It's pretty cool too.
Ready when you are. All right, guys, this next one is the exact opposite of what Josh shot. These should be subsonic, about 900 FPS. They're in a Winchester AA compression formed hull, the originals. 14 grains of tight group, the Claybuster CB0118-12. No shot cup, the FS12 or Flex Seal wad, and then the Mr. Hollow Point, 380 grain slug. These have a fold crimp. You almost hit point of aim. Can you feel any recoil out of that at all?
No.
About what I thought. And yes, guys, it's in a lead sled, but you still feel the recoil.
I lost point of aim.
Readjust till you find it. That one hit about 4 inches low.
That was weird. I'm aiming at the right point. There's 2 blue dots down there.
If he's aiming at the top one, that would put it. If he aimed at the bottom one, that would put it.
And those are very
What
close
did
to each
you aim
other.
for that time, Jaron? The bottom one?
Yeah.
You aimed for the top one and the first one.
Yep. Josh forgot to patch the top blue point of aim. Jaron's first shot, he was aiming at the top one, and this next two aimed at the bottom one.
But they're consistent the distance apart.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen that, I'm like, I know what he does. You know, they're about that far apart. The slugs are about that far apart.
The accuracy is not that bad on those. Great for home defense. I wouldn't hunt with them.
As you can see.
So this is the first time that this has happened, but I accidentally recorded this clip in slow motion. I don't know how that happened, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, Jaron tried showing, you know, his impacts here. His first shot, the uppermost one, he was aiming at the top blue point of aim. And the middle one, well, that's when he figured out, oh, I'm supposed to aim at the bottom point of aim. Josh just forgot to patch the top blue hole. We changed points of aim because the paper was getting chewed up in the top point of aim, but it is what it is. I wouldn't personally hunt with this load, but it seems accuracy would be okay.
Alrighty, guys, we got here a new Shaddai haul. They're labeled as Rottweilers and copper, but that's alright. It's loaded with 26 grains of AA Super Handicap powder. It has 3 X12X gas seals with a FS12 wad, no shot cut, and a Mr. Hollow Point's 380 grain slug. We're at, well, here, actually, so you can hold it up there. Yeah, 42 yards. Let's see what we can't do with these things. Any idea on the FPSs?
I think 1500. Can't remember.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
About 1.5 inches low with point of aim. Now let's just repeat that 2 more times. That's the goal. Inch and a half high. It's weird.
They're about 1.5 inches apart.
Yeah. They're about 2 inches apart altogether.
Okay.
Add a half to a half to get a hole, right? Maybe not. Huh. It's a bad group, but a good group.
It's about average. So far, the ones running 2,000 feet a second are the most accurate.
They like the speed.
Yeah. Seems this slug likes to be driven fast, guys. Like real fast. Yep, I've noticed that gun doing that sometimes.
It's got a pinhole dead center on it. I bet you there's a burr in the center of the firing pin. It's got a pinhole right dead center on it.
That's like the 6th or 7th time that's happened.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, they're still, wipe that carbon off now, but they're still round.
The primers are still perfectly round.
The hulls still look, ain't nothing wrong with them.
Right. Firing pin just can be too long for that barrel.
I don't know. Them 7/8 ounces are nice at 2,000.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty, guys. That's not my best work, but it's far from the worst, I suppose. We've got 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5 by 4 at a diagonal angle.
Right. It really does seem like the 7/8 ounce slug here really likes to be driven fast.
Yep.
All right, guys, this next one is a brand new prime Fiocchi once again. 22 grains of red dot. The Ballistic Products short shell wad base. Just tear the shot cup off. An FS12, and then the Mr. Hollow Point 7/8 ounce slug. Fold crimp on these.
Only about 3 inches left.
Looks like it, yeah. About 1 inch away from my first shot. And I have what looks to be a 3-inch group down there. Guys, the primers on these look just fine. Brass ain't bubbled out nowhere. Good solid load. Accuracy is pretty good on that one. Here's my 3 shots. The bottommost one is my first shot. Second is the one to the left, and the one that's off a little bit to the right is my 3rd shot. That is a 4-inch group, not a 3-inch group. It's about average once again. And this last one is 22 grains of red dot in a new prime Fiocchi, the FS12 and X12X, 3 70 thousandths nitro cards, and then the Mr. Hollow Point 380 grain slug. Take it away, Jaron.
All through.
Right beside point of aim.
Those are very close. If the wind's blowing, guys, sorry.
Last point of aim.
That's a lot better than the load I just fired. Nice shooting, Jaron. How's the hulls look? Guys, the hulls look just fine. The primers are mostly still round. Brass ain't bubbled out nowhere. That's a nice solid load, and that one's actually pretty decently accurate.
Well, I did a lot better than my last group. As you can see here, it went vertical. So that's about 3 inches.
Closer to 4, but still, that's better than the last group I just fired. It's not bad. Yep. Well, guys, overall, both me and Josh and Jaron too are really pleased with the performance of this slug. It seems, we said this earlier in the video, but they really like to be driven fast, which is the complete opposite of the 410 grain Mr. Hollow Point slug, 12 gauge. Those did their absolute best at subsonic speeds, like between 800 and 950 FPS. These, the 7/8 ounce ones, or 380 grain, are the exact opposite. They did best at 2,000 feet a second. I think this year, both me and Josh are wanting to try to get a deer with this slug. Driven to 2,000 FPS, I'd imagine that the deer won't even stand a chance of running even an inch with this load. As you guys saw, it dented AR-500 steel, 3/8 inch AR-500. It put a little bit of a dent in it. I think overall, this slug is probably our favorite slug we have ever tested. We talk about them all the time, on camera and off camera. They're just fun to shoot, easy to load for. It's just a great slug. So huge thanks to Mr. Hollow Point for sending us those. He's sent us all kinds of stuff, and, well, we like it all. The 410 grain slugs, I think I'm going to load up some of those and probably keep them in my, well, one of my shotguns for home defense. Sometimes I switch out guns, but yeah. The scope's still holding up fine. The more we shoot it, the more we like it. Guys, that scope, it's a Discovery Opt 6x24x50. It has some serious range to it. You can see really far, like out to 1,000 yards. It's a crazy scope. We like it a lot. But anyway, guys, we want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month, and you guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram and Rumble accounts, will be in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.